Monster Hunter Wilds is one of the most anticipated games of 2025, but is it worth the wait? In my opinion, the answer is yes, but let me explain why. Hey, what is up? It's me, Curiousjoi, and here is my review of Monster Hunter Wilds. Note, there will be no spoilers during this video. I will only be showcasing you footage from the first couple hours of the game or stuff that has already been previously seen. Monster Hunter Wilds is both familiar and new. This is the most cinematic the game has ever been, which can lead to a good thing or even a bad thing. Monster Hunter veterans, some not all, will probably just want to jump in and start hunting versus watching cutscenes, so the story elements will probably be a bit much. However, the game is very well paced and doesn't overstay its welcome when it comes to the storytelling. The weapon I will not be using. The story is basically on rails and isn't the most elaborate, but it has a lot of world building. When I say it's on rails, I mean it takes you from point A to point B without much side questing, but as I said before, it is very well paced, and once you take out a monster, you're able to do your own grinding for parts and explore. For this review, I wanted to get a sense of how long the story will take to quote-unquote beat, meaning how long until you start working on your hunter rank, because we all know when the credits roll, that's when the game truly begins. Well, let me get some stuff on him. Okay, just kidding. He punched me. When leveling up your hunter ranks, there's a lot to offer in terms of features. Some that veterans are very familiar with, such as investigations, so there's plenty of in-game stuff for you all to look forward to. For those that are wondering how long it will take to get to the hunter rank grind, it took me personally about 16 hours to get to the end of the game with no side quest grinding. I myself am not the most skilled and experienced hunter, but I have played the previous iterations of Monster Hunter. For Monster Hunter Wilds, I really enjoyed the low rank fights, except for one. One can go away. Not because it was a bad fight, it was because I am not the best, and it's a good thing you all do not have evidence with how bad it went. Oh no! I feel that going through the story as someone who has never played the game before or any of the previous games, there will be a lot to take in. Which is why I feel the way that Monster Hunter Wilds handled their low rank hunts very well. By the end of it, some people may still have questions because, believe it or not, Monster Hunter is a game that has a big learning curve. But with time, everything will make sense. During my playthrough, I played Monster Hunter Wilds on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And as pretty as the game looked, it did have some issues. There is a specific location that lacked texture. The characters and backgrounds were not rendering properly. For me, it was more funny than upsetting, but I do believe that things like this can be addressed in a patch. Once I rebooted the game, everything had texture again. But I wanted to bring it up just in case you may come across this during your time in Monster Hunter Wild. Yeah, I think uncapping the frame rate made this look 1,000 times better. Overall, as someone who's not the most experienced hunter, but has played the previous iterations of Monster Hunter, I give Monster Hunter Wilds a 9 out of 10. I feel a lot of my issues from past iterations that made me not want to continue were addressed here. For example, some of the things that I personally was not a fan of in previous titles was the fact that when the monster ran away, you had to go find them. That is mainly because I am directionally challenged and the map to me was very confusing. So I love the fact that Monster Hunter Wilds added the ability to automatically track the monsters. This is again an option, so if you love just running around on your own free will, you have that ability to do so. But for someone like me that is directionally challenged, I love that I don't have to think about it. Okay. Oh, he's definitely wounded. That is a wound if I've ever seen one. Another thing that I love about Monster Hunter Wilds was the thing that I think that may or may not be iffy when it comes to veteran players and new players, and it's the cinematic storytelling. I felt that the cinematic storytelling was a nice way to ease in all of the things you're able to do in Monster Hunter. There's going to be a lot of new hunters that will be entering this game, so I felt the way that Capcom packaged this entire deal was the best way to dissect all the things that is Monster Hunter.
We came because your sister said you were in trouble.
Nona! Where is she?
At the end of the day, Monster Hunter Wilds may not have a lot of newness for veteran players. A lot will feel familiar, which can either be taken in a nostalgic kind of way or an I want it more way. There's definitely things that will keep you interested and challenged as a veteran player, but anyone that's jumping into the franchise is in for quite an adventure, and I'm happy to report that this is a Monster Hunter game that I plan on finally sticking with.